Hello friends, welcome back to VSIP Technology. In this video, I am going to teach you about subroutines and subprocedures. Why we are using subroutines means to separate a group of code or to separate a group of logic of code. Okay. Why we are using these subroutines means for readability purpose and to make our code neat and clean. Okay. That is the purpose of subroutines. Now we'll see a program for this subroutines. Here I am going to take three variables. So this is the general program for addition, right? Here I have declared three variables. After that, I'm taking two values from the user. I'm adding those two variables and assigning to C variable. Later, I'm going to display that C variable. So we'll file this and compile this. So I'm entering the first value as 5. After that, and I have entered the second value as 5. Then I got the output as 10. 5 plus 5, 10, right? Now we can do this process by using subroutines also. Here I am going to write EXSR add. Here EXSR means execute subroutine. And this is my subroutine name. So this is called subroutine declaration. After that, you have to give a body for this, right? So you have to mention the body after the last record. Okay, which means this line. After this line, you have to mention the body part of this subroutine. How do you mention that body part? Means we have two commands to specify a body part for this subroutine. The first one is big SR. After that, subroutine name. Big SR means begin SR and end SR. So in between these, you can write the logic whatever you want. Here I have declared three variables. After that, I am going to take two values from the user. Then the next line is execute subroutine. The compiler will come here, and whenever the compiler see this line execute subroutine, then it will automatically come to the subroutine which will have the name of this. Okay, so the compiler will come to begin SR add this line. After that, it will come inside the subroutine and perform the addition, and that will be stored in C. After that, I'm ending the subroutine, right? So the compiler will go back. After that, the next line will be executed. Here I'm going to display the C value. Now we'll file this and see what is the output for this. Call it. I'm entering first value as 6 and second value as 3. I got the output as 9, right? So this is about subroutine. So that's it about this subroutines. Now we'll move to the next concept, which is subprocedures. Subprocedures are act like a subprogram which can accept parameters, and subprocedures can return values, and subprocedures can utilize ILE features which we have in RPGLE, and it is used for modularization code. It can also export it to another program, which means you can call the subprocedures from the another program by using that subprocedure name. Okay, now I'll tell you all these concepts in this video. First, let me move to the first basic program. So this is the program for subprocedure. Whenever you use subprocedures, you must mention this line. Okay, otherwise you can't able to use that subprocedures. After that, I have declared three variables as previous, and I'm going to declare a subprocedure. Here DCL is a declaration. I'm declaring the procedure, right? For that, we have a keyword PR. For standalone variable, we mentioned over here yes, right? For data structure, we mentioned DS. For subprocedures, we have to mention PR. Okay. After that, subprocedure name you have to mention, and then you have to end the subprocedures. After that, I'm going to take the input from the user, and that will be stored in A and B. This is how you call the subprocedure. By using call P function, you can call the subprocedure. So you have to mention these two brackets after the subprocedure name. Otherwise, it will give you error. Whenever the compiler see this line, it will directly jump to the subprocedure body. So this is the subprocedure body. You have to begin a procedure body like this. Declare procedure and procedure name, and you have to end the procedure by using this keyword. In between that, you can write the code whatever you want. After that, it will go back to the previous line and it will execute the next line. In the next line, I'm going to display the C value. Okay, now we'll file this and compile this. Call it, enter first number. I'm going to enter 6. enter second number. I'm going to enter 5. So we got their answer as 11, which means 6 plus 5, 11, right? So this is how it works. Now let me move to the next concept, which is passing parameters by using subprocedures. We can pass the parameters through a subprocedure. Now we'll see the program for that. So this is the program for passing the parameters to a subprocedure. So here I have declared 3 variables. After that I have declared a procedure which is named as add. In the procedure, if you want to pass some variables, you need not to mention those names. Instead of the variable names, you can just keep the star n, and you have to mention the data type and size. This is the must and should, and this variable name is optional. You can mention the variable name here itself, or else you can just mention star n. After that I'm ending the procedure. Now I'm going to take 2 values from the user. After that I'm calling the procedure by passing the parameters. You have to pass the parameters like this. So you have to separate those parameters with the help of colon. This is called colon. Whenever the compiler see this line, it will jump to the body part of the procedure and it will come inside the procedure. After that here I am declaring procedure interface. If you want to pass some variables, or else if you want to pass some arguments through procedure, you must have to mention this procedure interface. So here I am declaring the procedure interface for add procedure. In that I have to mention the variable name as well as the data type and size. So this data type and size must and should be the same as the data type which we have declared in the main procedure. Okay. After that I'm ending the procedure interface. Then I'm going to display some message like this inside the procedure. After that I'm multiplying num1 and num2 and I'm storing that value to C. After that the compiler will go back to that line and it will execute the next line. I'm going to display this C value. Now we'll file this and compile this. We'll see the output. Call it. I'm entering the first value as 5 and second value as also 5 inside the procedure. Okay, we got 25. 5 into 5, 25, right? So we get the answer as 25. So this is how it works. Now let me move to the next concept, which is you can return the value from the procedures also. For that I'm going to write a program. Here I have declared 3 variables. After that I'm going to declare a procedure with some size, and then in that procedure I'm declaring 2 variables. I did not mention the variable name, that is why I'm using star n. And after that I'm going to take 2 values from the user which will be stored in A and B. After that I'm calling the subprocedure. You can call the procedure by using callp function, or else you can call the program by using its name itself. Okay, whenever the compiler see this, it will directly jump to the subprocedure body, which means to here. It will come to here and it will enter inside the procedure. After that I'm going to define a procedure interface, and in that procedure interface I'm going to take 2 variables. Here you must have to mention these variable names. After that this data type and size you have to mention as you mentioned in the main procedure. Here along with the procedure interface I have taken a data type along with some size, because I'm going to return some value, right? That will be taken by this procedure. After that I'm going to take one variable inside the procedure only. I'm not declaring this variable outside the procedure. This variable is called local variable for this procedure. Okay, which means we can use this variable inside this procedure only. We cannot use this some variable outside this procedure. Okay, after that I'm adding num1 and num2 and assigning that value to sum. Later I am returning the sum value. The compiler will come back to the called place. After that here it will contain some value that will be stored in C. After that I'm going to display the C value. Now we'll file this and compile this. We'll see the output. Call it. I'm entering first number as 6 and second number as 7. Inside the procedure 13. Which means here I am passing the 2 parameters, which are the values which I have taken from the user, right? So instead of A place you can pass the direct values also, or else you can pass the variables by storing the values. Okay, here A is containing 6 and B is containing 7. The compiler will go to the body of this procedure and it will come inside the procedure, and those both values will be stored in num1 and num2. A value will be stored in num1 and B value will be stored in num2. After that I'm going to declare a variable which is local variable for this procedure. After that I'm adding this num1 and num2 and storing that value in sum, which means 6 plus 7, 13, right? So 13 will be stored in sum. After that I am returning the 13. So that will be contained by this procedure interface. It will give it back to this add procedure. So instead of this place, now it is containing 13. So 13 is storing in C variable, right? So after that I am displaying that C variable. So that is how you have to use the return keyword in procedure. Now I'll move to the next concept, which is calling one procedure from another procedure. Okay. So this is the program. Here I have declared a procedure with the name of PGM, and I'm going to use the external PGM. ext PGM means external program. This is the keyword if you want to import the program from the outside. Okay, inside the external PGM you have to mention the procedure name in capital letters only, which are enclosed within the pair of single quotes. Okay, after that I'm ending the procedure. After that I'm calling the program by using call p function. So with the help of procedure name, here the compiler will come here and it will go to this procedure which is there over here, right? So after that here I have mentioned external PGM PR003. The compiler will go to the PR003 program. If it is available there, then it will call the program. If it is not available, then it will give you error. So now we'll file this and compile this. Now I'll show you the debugging mode, then only you can understand this program better. For debugging, you have to specify 14 and take F4. After that press F10, then page down. Here you have to mention star source or else star list. Press enter, Y enter. After that I'm going to take another program which should be in the debugging mode only, right? So I'm entering 14 and take F4, press F10, page down, star list, press enter. What is the main program? PR004. This program is calling this program, right? So I have to call this program. After that take F4. Here you need to specify star S and star S. After that press enter. It will take some time, wait for that. You have to take a breakpoint over here. I am pressing F6. Press F12. Now you have to call this program, right? So call it. It will directly come to here. If you want to move to the next step, you have to press F10. Now I am pressing F10. It is displaying enter the first value. I did not specify any message or else I did not specify any commands to take input from the user in this program, right? I have specified these messages in the previous program. So which means this program is called that program and that program is executing now. I am entering 5. After that I am entering 6. Here if you want to see the program how it will be executed, then you have to come to here. After that press shift to plus F10. Then you can see the another program which it was called. So press F10, it will come to the next step. It won't check the declaration part and all. Okay, it will directly come to the commands which you mentioned over here. Here the first command is enter the first number. Now press F10. I'm going to give 4. So it will come to the next step and press F10 and I'm going to give 6. After that it will come to the next step and press F10. Now you can see over here, if you place cursor here and press F11, you can see the value which is present in C. So the value which is present in C is 10, because whenever the compiler see this line, this procedure head part, it will come to the body part of this procedure, which means it will come to here. So after that it will assign those values to this num1 and num2. After that those values will be added and that will be stored in num, and I'm going to return that sum, right? So that will be come to over here and that will be stored in C. That is why I'm getting the C value as 10. After that press F10. So after that I'm going to ending the program, then press F10, then press F10. So that it comes to the main program, and here also I'm ending the program, right? So press F10, press F10. That's it. So the program has been called. If you want to see the output, just press F10 2 times over here. F10, F10. You can see the output. First I have entered the number as 4. After that I have entered the number as 6. After that I got the output as 10. So I got the message also. Here it is inside the procedure. So this is how you can call a program from another program. Now I'll move to the next concept. So if you want to get a brief clarity about procedure, you need to use this percentage list function in procedure. I think you know how to use this list function, right? So I have told you about this list function in the arrays concept. So just refer once that video. Now I'm going to write a program for this. So this is the program for that. Here I have declared a variable which is called color, and it is a type of varchar with the size of 15. After that I'm going to declare a procedure which is check color. This is a simple procedure. I did not pass any arguments in this procedure. Okay, after that I'm initializing the color, then I'm calling the procedure. So whenever the compiler see this procedure head part, then it will go to the body part of this procedure, which means it will come to here. It will come inside the procedure, and there is a if condition. If that color in is a keyword, if that color is present in these three arguments, then it will display the color is found. If that is not present in these three variables, then it will display this message, color is not found. So here the colors are red, blue and green, right? Here initially I'm going to initialize the color with purple. After that I'm checking the color. First I'll get the message as color is not found. After that I'm going to initialize the color with red. After that I'm going to call the procedure again. Then I'll get the message as color is found. After that the program is ended. Now we'll file this and compile this. Call it purple is not found and red is found. Okay, this is how you have to use the procedures. So that's it for this video. I hope you understand these programs, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.